Hi there, Mr. Brian here. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're having a great day. And if you're not, I pray that God grants you the strength that you need to keep on going. And I pray that may His blessings be upon you today. I just want to share a few words of encouragement and motivation your way. And I really hope that it goes a long way to help you out, to give you some perspective on how to tackle on some certain things that may be holding you back from making progress in your life. What I'd love to talk about today is on the topic omens. A lot of us may be familiar with the word, some of us may not be, but omens are messages from God that come to guide us on our path. Mostly these messages come to those who are walking a spiritual path or those who are seeking for some spiritual enlightenment. These messages will come to you in order to sometimes inspire you, in order to sometimes remind you, in order to tell you what is coming ahead, or just give you a way out of a situation that you may currently be facing. Most of us in life, we are always stuck and we are always feeling sad and depressed and not knowing what to do next, not knowing where to turn to, feeling like God does not communicate with us, but God communicates with us in different forms. And omens is just one of the ways that we can actually hear God's message. We can actually see God speaking to us directly. There are some of the things that I'm going to say here that may sound, controversial to some of you. Some of the things I'll say here, most of you may not be familiar with. Most of you may wonder and feel like this guy is crazy, but honestly, the reason I'm sharing this message with you is because the world is moving into a spiritual age, and most of us are in that process of finding ourselves. We're trying to understand, we're trying to make a meaning out of life. And so there are things that you will be seeing that will be happening to you. There are things that will be happening around you. And I want you to understand that these things that are happening around you are not by accident. They are actually messages from the divine. And if you can be able to read the omens, then you'll be able to really change your life and see opportunities where others cannot see them. So omens, like I established earlier, are messages that come to those who are seeking some spiritual enlightenment or are already on the spiritual path. People who are trying to discover themselves, people who are trying to find God within themselves. And some of these messages come in different forms. Most of them come as a thought. Most of them come through the appearance of certain insects or animals around your house, or just certain different things around your house. Most of us may see it and feel that is witchcraft. I know people will get into their head and say, oh, this can be some voodoo kind of thing, but it's not. It is the true message from the divine. And so if you're someone who has ever seen feathers in their house and not sure where feathers came from, feathers are one of the forms that God actually sends us a message. When you see feathers around your house, they actually mean that your spiritual guides are with you and that they are there to comfort you, they are there to strengthen you. And so it's for you to bask yourself in that energy, to know that your spiritual guides are with you, and for you to gain confidence in whatever you're doing, in whatever you're pursuing, so that you do not feel depressed, you do not feel like you're not getting progress or you're not going to progress or get something out of what you are doing. Feathers is one of them. The next one is the grasshopper. The grasshopper comes when we are mostly losing our faith, when we do not trust anymore that what we are doing, we are going to get anything out of it, or when we've completely lost our minds and we are like, man, I've been working for so long. God, what is going on? What do you need me to do? What am I going to do again to see something? Come on, please talk to me or do something. Out of somewhere, you will just find a grasshopper appearing. I know some of us may say that we are staying in places where we may likely see these animals or these insects or these things. They may be common to you, but generally you will find it in a very uncommon place. Like giving the grasshopper for example, there was a time when I was really feeling depressed, I'm feeling sad that I wasn't making progress in my business. I wasn't making progress at all spiritually, and I was just stuck. I'm like, okay, why did I even embark on this spiritual journey to find myself and all that? We all get into those moments, and out of nowhere I just started hearing the sound that the grasshopper was making, and I was trying to trace it, and I went and I found that it was in the kitchen, like in the cupboard where I keep my plates. And I was surprised, like, where did the grasshopper come in? How did the grasshopper get in there, into like the cupboard where you find your plates? And for some of you may say, oh, it's normal, you may get in there, but it's not. When you see the grasshopper, it means you should take a leap of faith. Just have faith in God. It means you should trust God again, and that He will give you what He has called you to work on. So when you see the grasshopper, it's a sign of faith. It means that you need to have faith. These omens always express themselves like in the nature of the animal. If you see a grasshopper takes a very big leap, not knowing where it's going to land, but it trusts in its instincts that it's going to land in a safe place. When it takes that leap of faith, you find yourself, the grasshopper just jumps, it hops, and it lands maybe on the fertile grass or something, and it's on face, it's not endangered or anything. That is something very difficult to do, and it's God speaking to us that sometimes you may not know the direction where you have to go. You may not know, you may not see the road, but take faith, take a leap of faith, believe in me, and I'll guide you. You will land safely. So God is telling you, when you see the grasshopper, take a leap of faith. The next one that usually comes is the spider. For some of us, we say, oh, there are spiders around my house everywhere. Yeah, there could be spiders around your house and all that. But these things usually happen in the cases where you cannot say it's a coincidence that it's there. Because sometimes it could just be that you're sitting on the table and you just leave to get a glass of water or get something from the kitchen or your room, and you just leave that place in a minute. It's just like there's something calling you, like, leave this place or go out there, go here, go there, go there. And immediately when you get there, you see that stuff. It was just like the message was there for you. It's there to tell you, like, this is what you have to do. So when you see the spider, it's something that signifies creative energy. It goes to tell you that there's a lot of creative energy around you at the moment, and so you have to dive into that energy and become creative. If you do things at that time, when you see the spider, you will find out that you are at your most creative moment. You find out that the kind of work that you will do is something very, very creative. And so the next animal, or the next sort of insect that comes is we have the toad. The toad comes as a symbol of fertility. It comes to signify that the time is fertile, the season is fertile. This is some time for you to make investment. This is some time for you to start planting. This is some time for you to, really give yourself into the process and invest in doing the work, invest in putting that energy in, because you're going to get like a fertile soil where you're investing all that energy in. And definitely when you invest in something fertile, you will definitely reap a good harvest. So these are just a few that I can remember for now. So let me just check my book and cross-check, because I actually wrote it down to share with you this morning. Where is the other? Okay, yeah. The next one is the butterfly. The butterfly, we usually see the butterfly when we've attained another level of consciousness, when we have like a raise in our consciousness. We are no more able to think of that lower self that we used to think about. We can now see that we have like purer thoughts. We can now see that our consciousness is raised, where our mind takes us is a little bit different from what it used to be. We are now thinking of things of spirit. We are now thinking in a higher state of being. So when you see the butterfly, it's like a rebirth. You have been born into a new level of consciousness. I know people will say, I live around butterflies, I see them all the time, but when you see that butterfly, you will know what it means. Sometimes you could see like just the feathers of the butterfly, not necessarily the whole butterfly, and the different colors of butterfly signify different things as well. I cannot cover all of them in this video, but it's something that you can read into. There are a lot of spiritual blogs out there. There are a lot of there's a lot of information about some of these online. So when you see some of these things, you can go online and do a little bit of research and find out what they mean. And the next one that you may see is dead bees. You may find dead bees around your house. Dead bees can also signify like the dying of some old part of yourself. You've like some kind of shedding of your old self. Means that like a lot of things of bad habits are now dead to you, and now you are like kind of moving on to a new energy. So I really hope that for those who have seen some of these things and they wonder what it meant, it could also be birds. Birds are very, very common as well. Sometimes birds build nests in your house, and these birds have like different meanings. There are a lot of different birds, so they come with different messages. But generally, when you see them, you can ask God for guidance, and then the message will come to you. But if you're not sure, you can always go online and try to research about it. The funniest thing about when you're researching about it is that when you see the message, you would understand that it's actually speaking to you because you can relate to the situation. So I really hope that this goes a long way to give you some perspective. And as we enter the spiritual age, we're not even enter because we are already in the spiritual age. As the spiritual age unfolds, you will find that spiritual energy to really connect with God inside you. You'll be able to find your source of meaning and release that seems peaceful for you. There are a lot of opportunities out there. There are a lot of things that are not visible to our clear eyes. But to see these things, we really need to start looking within. We really need to start turning within, because when we do that, we build our intuition. Our intuition is where God communicates with us. All of us always have that time when we have a hunch that something is going to happen, and it happens. You have a feeling that something is about to start, or somebody is about to come visit you, or you just call someone's name and you hear that, oh, this person has gone to this side, or this person is coming here. So I really hope that you take something out of this. And if you've seen some of these things and you're not sure what they mean, you can always reach out to me. We can discuss about it. And also, if you're looking for more ways like to lift up your spiritual self, you can always make sure that we have a conversation about it. I'm really open to that, because life is a spiritual place, and the more we all are spiritual, the better lives that we all can have. The more we all find God, the better lives we can have, and the more we can help each other, and the more we can be there for each other. So do take care and have a blessed week. Thank you.